living life in harmony. I know the way things go. They get by on me. Finding time is hard to see. I know. That's what they tell me. But see the people and feel their smiles. I know the way things go. Everything's cool, they tell me. But living life in harmony, I know.
Hello. I think I got the panel link pinned. It should be. We got Rob C, Jane, of course the elves, they're always watching. Moshe, long time no see. Crafty, I just need to want to have a talk. I don't know if anybody wants to talk, but as you can see by the title, I then forgot what the title is. How far will you go to save someone? Now, how far will you go to killing somebody? And how far would you go for a stranger or for a loved one? What would you do to save someone? Is the panel link pinned? Everyone's welcome. I do have a way to cover you up if I don't trust you, don't know you. Your voice can be heard. No, I don't care. I'll at least give you a few minutes to speak on the topic. But like I said, how far will you go? Let's go back to let's talk about rules. When you're young, parents give their child rules. They give them to protect them, right? You do this, you normally get a reward. That's what rules are about. Giving rewards for doing good. Positive reinforcement. But what about the negative reinforcements? Are there any? Is there negative reinforcements to rules? Or is it all positive? Where have we gone wrong in society? Where have we gone wrong in our households? No. I just don't understand sometimes. I really don't. My dad had a saying, you can give someone and bring them to, give them advice and give them advice. But when you guys stop? People make their own choices. Kids make their own choices. We got politicians giving us rules. We got parents setting rules. Ooh, sorry, gang. Sorry about that. This is more a physically, physical, mental, everything kind of save, Just a generic. I lost my train of thought. I want to, swipe the comments just a minute so I can think. I gotta get back on my train of thought. Forgot what I was talking about. Politicians, your parents give you rules, your politicians give you rules, your neighbors have rules, your society has rules, but really, who makes the rules? You say we got laws, but is all laws right? Is all laws actually right? Or are they somebody's rules of what you can and can't do with your own life? I asked someone earlier, what's the number one reason people run for office? Money. Money normally comes to the forefront. But the main reason people run for office and want to get elected is to get their way followed. Not all rules are. Is that why parents set rules? Isn't that why there's laws? No matter what they are, there's rules. There's always someone wants their way. Hey, Max, what's up? Bullies. Bullies bully to get their way, to feel power. Right? Isn't that true? Bullies bully to get their way. They attack. They make videos of each other. To bully to get some way. Whether it's money, power, y'all can come up. There's lots of different reasons people bully, but the main reason is because they're not getting their way. They're not getting their way. It's plain and simple. And when you push and push and push, aren't people gonna stand up and say, stop pushing me? Kids start rebelling about what? Back 20, 30, 40 years ago, kids started rebelling when they hit their teenage years. Now it's starting a lot sooner. There's always going to be people. It's in our DNA to be free. It's encoded in us to live the way we want to live, to do what we want to live. You can always do stuff for people. You can help them. You can give them advice. But when it comes down to it, you got to step away and say, I'm going to watch. I'm not going to say anymore. I'm going to watch. And I'm not talking about it. This is all basically everything. I'm just fed up with everything, and it goes against everything. What I'm seeing from Authority Check. What's truth? Everyone. We have to think, how do I want to be treated? That's the number one, only rule everyone should think about. Max, I got a question. I got a question for you, Max. How do you feel when someone is talking down to you? Would you stand up? I know you stand up when they talk down to you. If they're standing up for, no, how does it make you feel when you see someone, a complete stranger on the street, getting attacked? How many people will stand up for that complete stranger on the street? I took Nightbot some of his control away. He don't have all the control he had. Wanted this be the free, open. It's not really empathy. It's more our humanity. We are losing our humanity. We believe that, you know, you can do it to others, but don't do it to me. I can do it to you, but don't do it to me. You know, like doing the shit, you know. I love PDF to death, and I'll bend over backwards for him. I will do anything he asks. And what was done, I came out and chose a side, so I'm getting attacked by authority check. Really? I didn't choose a side. I chose a side of humanity. We have to stand up. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror. I had a thing growing up from my stepmom. We weren't allowed to leave our house until we looked in the mirror and said, "Look out, world, here we come." She wouldn't let us leave till we said that. You know, some of us do things and think the world ain't watching. The world's always watching. But you gotta stand up and you gotta do what's right. You know, you gotta respect each other no matter whether you like them or not. You gotta be able to take criticism or you're not gonna do anything. You gotta be able to take advice or it's, you know, and listen to, at least listen. Maybe not take it. And sometimes, just like as a child and as a teenager, when our parents told us not to do something, raise your hand if you didn't do it. How many times did you say, they don't know what they're talking about, and then come back and say, dang, I should have listened to them? Well, sometimes you gotta let people make their own mistakes. And you can't get mad at them. You can't get mad at people unless they're straight up gonna hurt somebody. You know, I don't know what's going through, what's truth in them's head. I really don't. You know, they really need to take a step back and look at themselves. Look at what they say and come and look at it from the outside. And it's not just a rant. This ain't a rant. I'm venting. It's everyone around. You can't force people to change, but you can expose them what is being done. You can't expose that. And I'll share every damn thing PDF puts out until people wake up and realize that, hold up, I'm contradicting myself. I'm doing exactly that. I called out some other person like Yeet that has done nothing but busted his ass for the last 3 months, or I'm calling out Max because he hangs out with PDF. But yet I sat for 20 years and friggin' supported someone that was a sex offender. And even after he died and knew he was a sex offender, I still came out and defended the man that he was a good dude. Well, if it's okay for you to do it, then it should be okay for everybody else to do it too. Because one, we don't know who he is after he got out. Evidently, you did. Just like I'm sure other people probably know people who, there's lots of people around this world that knows people. Should a sex offender be in a position of authority? Hell no. But you gotta have a point of when you save someone. If you're gonna save this person over here, then you need to save other people too. If you're gonna give advice, all right, you're good.
What up?
What's up, Yeet? I'm kind of
What
on a
is?
tangent. I'm kind of bouncing all over the place. So, but I'm trying to get to a damn point, but unless my mind's going 90 miles an hour.
I just fucked up like 7 quesadillas with corn tortillas and serrano peppers.
Sounds good.
Woo.
But that's it. When do you not worry about other people's problems?
Huh?
That's one of the statement comments. When do you not worry about other people's problems? You gotta worry. That's what makes humanity. You have to care about everybody.
I'm not going to give somebody else the satisfaction of giving me gray hairs.
Do what now? Sorry, I was reading the comment.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
What I said, I don't agree with sex offenders. I don't agree with pedophilia. Believe me, I don't. And they, but do they have a right if they are staying to themselves? They have a right to go to the grocery store and shop. They have a right to at least hold a job somewhere. That's where it comes in. You use your right to stay away from and protect your family or protect your loved ones. You can watch people from a distance without causing them chaos.
Well, I've learned from experience that not always the people that were with you when you weren't doing good is always going to be there whenever you are doing good.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree.
It's sad to say. Where the hell did I put my cigarettes at? Leaving down far.
Here you're at finding out. Have you been watching? No, probably not. I don't know where you're at anymore. The last couple of months, though, the homeless population has really came out over here. They really came out. All I see is.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing them even down the damn highways. Just driving down the highways, I've been seeing them walking down the highways.
They're coming out more, but see what I keep seeing. I see issues coming because the money is going to control the people with guns. It all comes back to those rules, to those so-called laws. What's laws? Laws is just somebody's will that they want their rules enforced, so they run for office. People with money use money control the people in office to get their way enforced. So you got a neighbor who's got living comfortably, able to get all these luxuries, and then you get in a disagreement. What's going to happen if it keeps going and going and going? You got the money to fight for it? cops get called, who's going to win in court? You or the person with the money?
And probably the person with the money. Depends where you're at too. Because some of them will go by the game and will go by the books. You gotta show us where you took a loss on this person's fault, you know?
Well, you and I both know the justice system is corrupt. How many times does the justice system really go by the book?
As long as the way I'm looking at it now is as long as they ain't fucking with me, I ain't fucking with them. Because that's all they've ever done is fuck with me. And I know.
You go by the book.
Huh?
Because you know they don't go by the book.
So sometimes you can't when you out here trying to fucking make pockets full of change. But I mean, the job that they have, they ain't having to struggle. They're getting paid fucking hand over fist to fucking be tyrants. Be scared. They'll instigate a stop and then they'll fear for their life. Especially if you're poor.
Exactly. So how far will you go to save someone?
Depends who it is.
So
this point in my life, this point in my life, I don't even know. Like, hell, I mean, ain't nobody check up on me, you know, except a couple of people.
Say you see Joe Blow walking down the street fixing to get run over. Are you going to save his life? You going to yank him back out of the street?
I about had to one day.
I saw that.
Motherfucker was sitting in my way. What the fuck are you doing, dude? You're on the fucking side of the road or something.
So you took the step and you saved someone. Would you do it to the next person?
Didn't even know him.
So you're an exception. A lot of people out here won't save people.
No, they prefer just run them down. Hell, he legit looked like a fucking tarp or, you know, some kind of plastic debris in the road with the clothes that he was wearing. He was wearing like windbreaker rain clothes.
So a lot of people out here that they to help one person, and then because that person doesn't do exactly the right way, they won't help the next person.
Yeah.
Or it's like with cops.
Well, I thought about helping you, but I couldn't. Well, if you thought about doing it, then you were able to, and you just chose not to. So that's your own choosing. I help where I can, but hell, every bit of it goes by. It don't matter how much you make. It all goes so fucking fast. It's gone in the blink of an eye. Everybody getting paid except me, keyboard, and I'm sick of it.
Everybody's seceding, huh?
I'm doing good though. Got a fridge full of food. Ain't going hungry. Got a place to sleep and shit.
Well, it's like my dad. He's constantly giving me I can't say what is, but he was constantly, every time I turned around, every time we talked on the phone, advice, and you know.
Yeah. Hey, there's this lady today.
You stop calling you after
I
you
didn't
say,
even know her. She goes, excuse me. Like I was walking out the store and she was at one of the gas pumps. She says, excuse me, sir, can you go inside and give me some napkins? And I started to say, like, the heck no, go get your own napkin. You know what I'm saying? And but I had ended up getting some food, And they had put some napkins in my bag, and I was like, I got some napkins here. Here, you can have these.
Yeah.
They ain't cost nothing. And
Oh, this Terry got a new clip. I'm afraid. Oh, I've been kind of off YouTube for the last week, 2 weeks.
I've been like 2 weeks.
I watch people. I share stuff now that I have a community page.
Nobody really comes by, and nobody really says anything. So it's like, what's the point? You
Now
know?
you get depressed, don't you?
Yeah, 1 second.
Kind of makes it hard to move on. But like I said, it's just like I'm getting at, there's a difference between giving advice, expecting to get your way, not getting your way. Bullies is just the main thing with
Oh, and
bullies.
the more that you don't talk about them, and try to do your own thing, the more videos they make about you. Even though didn't their old lady allegedly like just get arrested for theft?
Yeah, I think so.
See,
that,
and then you got a kid to worry about your own damn self. And I'm out here ignoring everyone. I thought we had a truth. A truth.
that right there. If someone gets arrested that you love, you should get off of friggin' YouTube and
Right.
concentrate. Don't make
I
a
mean,
stump
look,
out of it.
I mean, there's even some First Amendment auditors, when something happens, they won't go on YouTube while they're going through a case. You know what I'm saying? They'll sit the case out, ride the case out. They'll mirror people, they'll help people. They'll do different things, when they're able to, but
Yep, the good ones. Yeah, the good auditors. When they catch a case, they're mute. You might see him in a.
there's some people that are in prison like Brandt. I seen him bail people out.
He did a lot for that community. Ever since he's been arrested, this community, the 1A community, has gone to hell in a handbasket since Eric went to jail.
I don't see no community in it.
Not anymore.
I've seen everything as I.
Hold on, we gotta do a thing here.
Except for like a handful of good people.
Of the week. This is how we keep those fuckers away. It's justice
that we seek.
Okay, sorry, I needed to interrupt a second. Had to put the salute out there.
I missed that song.
I missed the people calling and sending in telegrams, singing telegrams back to Eric. No, that's what people used to call with. They do singing telegrams. Now it's just
like I was expecting to be able to send a letter. So I don't know how the hell I was told something about signing up for some app and then putting money on a card and put money onto that to send a message to them. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, because I guess he'd be getting moved around and shit. So, and I ain't even really, I mean, I'm getting stable, but I'm not 100% stable myself. I still got shit going on in the works, and I can't fucking stop. Alarm won't shut down, and all I want to do is work. And there ain't enough goddamn time in the day, and there ain't enough fucking money to be made.
Mm-hmm. Seems like you make money and then go to the grocery store and the money's all gone.
Oh goddamn, the taxes here! Holy shit! I've never paid. I haven't paid $5 in taxes.
Just another rule.
And then some of these stores you gotta watch out for because they be trying to rip you off on your damn change. Double charging you for shit. It's like no matter what it is, you can get 3 items, and it doesn't matter how cheap those 3 items are. Boof, $20 gone. It's fucked up. Break $100 bill, poof, that motherfucker's gone, and you don't even know what you got.
It don't take long. Doesn't take long at all.
No, actually, I got a camera mount, and then a bunch of different shit that I needed for my car. I'm going to install it later on to get this check engine light off.
Sometimes that's just a sensor.
It's the fuel. It's like a fuel regulator or some shit. I already got the part. I just gotta put it in later on. I'm gonna do it tomorrow because I gotta replace the switch on my steering wheel too, the turn signal switch. And old boy is bringing that to me tomorrow, my mechanic. And he's gonna install it, and I'll pay him for that Friday. I'll throw him like $100 or something.
Yeah. Like I said, that's what this was about. Rules. What's rules? Who says what is a rule?
There's rules in this game called life.
Yeah.
The only rules really should be the principle morale that you're willing to break. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna cry about it, then why are you gonna break it? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. How far do you go for people? How far do you go to breaking the moral, ethical rule, and what exactly does that mean? Is it somebody just walking across the street, saving someone's life there, or keeping somebody from?
Oh, hey, I got my radio working though. So that's a bonus. We got radio.
All you're gonna hear on the radio is commercials anyway.
Oh yeah, you freaking the Republican commercials here are freaking crazy. Like, yeah, and some of them are unreal.
When you first hear the Beto, you don't even know if it's about Beto or.
I mean, I can understand them having the message where it's like, that they have the stop the easy bail in Houston and shit, because I guess even violent crimes, they're letting people out on easy bail. And there was one that he broke his bail condition, I think 37 times or some shit, and killed another person while out on bail. And yeah, they're trying to use somebody else's voice to act like they're the parent of this person or the victim, And it's crazy because it's like, I mean, I don't see a parent doing that for just a political campaign unless they're making something out of it, Because I mean, you know that it's just somebody telling their story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of how they want it told.
Yeah, and that's to think how much of that are they being paid to say that?
And then what's even funnier at the very end, it'll say this advertisement has been paid by what the hell is it? Something Texans for I don't fucking know. It's just hilarious. It cracks me up. I'm like, you gotta be joking me.
Political ads.
Yeah.
I've seen is the one for Beto. I know it's a Republican ad, but I don't know exactly who it's paid by. But they've been
And I
fighting.
mean, the person they got running may have somewhat good morals, but at the end of the day, he may be strong or whatever. I don't know because he's a politicker. But I mean, he's got a broke back, y'all. I mean, you need somebody that can stand up and stand up for their fucking people. That's what people need.
Yeah. And, everybody's got to be looked at as individuals.
I think Texas should follow Oklahoma when it comes to the Oklahoma's weed legislation, and they should also allow the travel with because in Oklahoma when you have your card and you have your weed is supposed to be on you at all times unless you're going to work. It's supposed to be in your person, in your vehicle, or in your house. That way other people can't get into your stash, steal your stash, etc. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I think they should allow the transfer of it between both states.
They're never gonna. People can think and wish and hope, but I don't see Texas ever making weed actually official. There's too many people still believe it's a drug, which it is still a drug, even though
And
it does
it's
have.
crazy coming from a state where I lived in a state for 5 years, or like 2-3 years maybe, where it was legal right at the very beginning of the legalization. So the law, while it was legal, was still changing. You know what I'm saying? And they were adding to what you could do with your weed, how much you could grow and stuff like that, And they were defining it, taking away stuff. And like you got to keep up to date with what they've taken away, what they've added to it. That way they don't just come into your establishment or whatever and just raid your shit.
Yeah. Well, that falls underneath the Fourth Amendment, but it's still, Texas. It all comes back to those rules.
Yeah. Well,
people.
it also allowed people a chance to get out of fucking or to be able to pass drug court, because they wouldn't be able to smoke weed or nothing. And I think here in Texas is the same thing. But now if you have a medical card, you Oklahoma, you can smoke weed while you're going through drug court because it's not considered a drug, it's considered a medicine. You got a prescription for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've met people that I tell them, fuck you, I ain't taking no damn drug court. And they don't give a fuck. They'll be like, I can still get high in here. What makes you think I'm going to do drug court? I'll just finish my time. Leave me alone.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You brought up the excessive bond thing that they've been fighting that, trying to get that passed now for, I think, a year or 2 years.
Yeah.
So, and they keep cabling it. But they're really trying to push it now. And that's another thing that goes, when should someone have an excessive bond and when should someone not? Like here in Polk County, they pretty much give people a low income bonds that for some petty, stupid shit, they'll give them a bond that they know they can't afford. But yet someone that has money that has committed a heinous crime will get a bond that ain't no problem to them. You know, it's like, what the heck, man?
All I know is sometimes you get lucky and sometimes they get lucky. And it don't matter what the fuck you're doing, you could be doing everything right and they still gonna get your ass. Hell, that man just had a bad day. Maybe they had to, maybe they had beat their wife and dog the night before and they didn't get none. So, you know, I mean, you never know what's going through these motherfuckers' minds whenever they get behind you. And it's just a matter of time because they will get behind you.
Is that just the cops? Yeah, the cops have the power to actually damage your life.
I mean,
doesn't do that? They had a bad night. They didn't get a kiss. They didn't get some from their significant other. Don't they take it out? A lot of people take it out on the person.
Yeah.
Person.
It's fucking crazy.
You know, it all comes down to that humanity thing. People, they're thinking, they're not thinking. Or how is it? How does PDF say it? Thinking?
Well, that's why somebody that I know, he's an illegal, he was telling me, he said the last time I got pulled over, he said, I don't have no license or nothing. And he said the cop asked me, do you have a driver's license? And he looks at me and shakes his head, yeah. He says, where is it? And he points up to the sky. And he said the cop let him go. But it was fucked up because he was telling me, he said, the only reason they pulled me over too, I wasn't doing nothing wrong. He said, I asked the cop, what did you pull me over for? And he said, because I thought you were illegal. Or you looked like you were illegal.
Profiling.
Mm-hmm. I was like, anybody can come down here and fucking get a tan, learn a little Spanish and say no comprende.
No habla inglés.
Yeah, no habla English. No habla. Me go that way, you go that way.
You saw that too, huh, Jane? PDF, what are you doing?
Hey, Jane. What up, Jane?
Freaking PDF setting up my Nightbot. What the hell?
Hebrew Hammer. Mad Max.
You know, we always need to look in the mirror. Just like my stepmom used to say. You gotta always look and think.
Nobody's perfect.
And when you meet somebody or when you're fixing to do something, you always need to ask yourself, would I want this done to me? Would I want this said to me?
Yep.
You know, cops are bad, but not all of them. And if you don't treat each one with a little bit of respect like you expect to be treated, they ain't gonna give you respect. You be the best cop in the world, but if someone treats them like a piece of shit, they're gonna treat you like a piece of shit. And that's everybody. You go in for a job interview.
I know there's a certain motherfucker that's still making videos about me. And
the only video I saw was from
I'm about to get the sundress and whip back out for him.
Are you sure it was him? Because I went to that page. All I saw was one from 4 months ago.
Probably
didn't
was
see,
because I think you got to connect that shit to your BitChute. I don't have a bit fucking what like, but he posted that recently.
I not get involved, but sometimes I get involved. PDF, what are you doing in my night?
And then there's one on the what's tooth 3, 1 tooth 3.
See, he
Um,
really needs to look in
that
the mirror.
has like 40 something subscribers. Has some stupid ass videos of some penguins fucking talking shit about me and the dirt farmer.
You
And
see, you see his video that he had on a BitChute.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That one, and then there's another one.
He about 4 or 5 years ago.
But no, this is more recent.
Okay. Well, this was
It's like
video.
got me on some kind of hot dog or shit. I don't know. Like
He
these
called.
motherfuckers are obsessed with my face, keyboard.
I know. Well, like I said, about 4 or 5 years ago, he called out porn bombing people that porn bombed him and his friends. But
Hey,
yet
like
now,
my daddy always told me, if you like what you're looking at, go ahead and take a picture. It lasts longer.
oh yeah.
Right?
But you see what I'm saying? How can you sit 5 years ago and call out people and say they're vile and sick for porn bombing, and then come back now,
5 speed.
come back this year, and they're supporting and sitting up there laughing with people that's porn bombing? How do you do that? Do you understand that?
Yup. That's what I'm saying.
But he straight up 5 years ago called out people that porn bombed and said they were foul and sick individuals. But he agreed with, he sat up there and laughed with them when they did it. Now, I don't understand it. Makes no sense. Like I said, he needs to look in the mirror and really look at what he's been doing. Because what he's doing and what he's been doing, calling out PDFs and everybody that sits on the panel with him and calling saying they're supporting a pedophile, when he straight up supported a pedophile, a sex
Well,
offender.
see, and the thing is when I go up, I mean, yeah, other people are gonna say shit, but that don't mean I'm saying shit. I'm saying random shit about like I have been, like issues I'm going through. I figure if you want me up, you want to hear about shit I'm going through. Um, just like you, sometimes we all need someone just to hear our shit that we're going through. I mean, and then it gets to the point, you check up on people, see how they doing. And so when is people gonna check up on you? Call you up out of the blue, hey, what up?
Yep.
And there's a few
Those,
people that do, and those are the ones that always, if I call and they don't answer, they call right back like 2 seconds later. You know?
who does Hebrew? Oh, majority of society. I thought
Who's
it was
the
the Russians, Hebrew. It's the Russians.
Hebrew?
That was during the 40s. It was blame the Jews. Now it's since the 70s. It's blame the Asians, blame the Russians.
What up, PDF?
Russians, it's the Chinese. If it's not the Chinese, it's the Russians. If it's not either of the Middle Eastern.
What are you doing? I tried hollering at you.
Do what? PDF, if you don't leave my Nightbot alone, what are you doing to him? No, I think humanity needs to take a step back and look at everything around. You got everybody just you can't break humanity rules. Even if it's if someone physically hurts somebody, that doesn't give you the right to go run out there and hurt them.
What part of Washington State, Jeff C.O.?
Jeff is
When I was like 4 or 5, like 3, 4, and 5, I was in Spokane.
Washington's bad. They're really, really bad. Washington, Oregon.
I don't really remember none of it, but my real mom and shit's still up there. My brothers too. A couple of my brothers.
I've seen videos from 2000. When was it? 2017, maybe 2018. Of just nothing but down in Portland area in Oregon, just nothing but home tents and campers set up all along the highways. And it's people hurting each other.
I've kind of noticed something else is that if you think about it, the way that we're being done, all right, check it out. Some of the factories that helped us win previous world wars, that produced the, everything needed. I mean, huge factories that are just left abandoned.
Well, that's like anything.
Well, no, just in general, the foundries, like a lot of them, hell, have been shutting down. So you gotta do your own thing. There's times where you do shutdowns or you go, do whatever you gotta do. Sometimes the work lasts 2 months, sometimes it's 6 months. Ain't it?
Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do, no matter what it is. You gotta do what's best for you and nobody else.
How you doing, Joe Cool?
Is that the real Joe Cool? I can't ever tell. I know there's a bunch of Joe Cools. Yeah, been sharing. Like I say, everybody's welcome, no matter what. You got an opinion. Let me go back at that. Sorry. Yeah, but it's just we can't. We gotta.
Someone start saving up.
Joe likes to best, trying to make people stop and think before they do something.
Hey, next I think I'm gonna start saving up for a spot maybe down in Liberty County.
I believe my mods. They say that's the real Joe. It's the real Joe. Everybody's welcome. As long as they're not. He's gonna post as many as he can every day, all day long.
I still think it's crazy that DPN died, though, too. I still think it's crazy that DPN died, too, because I've talked to DPN.
Yeah, I saw that. I was watching a show, was off YouTube, and then I went back, and that's all that was in my feed. I was like, what?
You shared my Skeletor community post.
Do what?
I said there was a Skeletor community post that he shared.
I think a lot of
I can't remember what the shit that shit says. Like a little cartoon clip where it's like two cartoons, like a little superhero or something. Then it says like like the memes.
and that's another thing with the cartoons, the videos. Have you
No,
seen
this is like superhero kind of shit. Like it was like the evil villain kind of thing with the hood, the purple hood dude.
Have you ever seen, how many videos have you seen? I know you're all over the place on YouTube. The cartoon videos, are there any that are said made for kids that are just out there publicly for
There's one
there
that is
any that
not made for kids. I find it fucking hilarious. It's called Big Mouth. Don't judge me, but it is fucking hilarious.
would you
But yeah, it's inappropriate.
and what do you think goes through people's minds making something like that? Why would they make something like that?
I don't know. It makes you question like what people think.
I was always raised pretty much, to think before you do something.
Well, hell, even the cartoons that we watched had hidden like fucking.
Back then you didn't realize it, but now you do, and it's like,
Yeah, when you start seeing clips, little small clips of showing what was hidden in the shit that you watched,
that's what I'm saying. You don't realize it till when you get older, but it's like, what the heck? What goes through people's minds? Why would you do stuff like that? I guarantee a lot of these people would not allow their kids to see their channels. I bet you a majority of them would not allow their kids to watch their channels.
Hey, they won't allow me on the radio because I say fuck too much.
First person he said fuck in Texas. The first person they ever said fuck was on the radio was in Texas was Moby. I didn't say the nation, I said Texas. I try to look at my stuff. I post videos and I ask myself, do I want my kids seeing this?
Well, I got a daughter, and the way I look at it, before I do something, I sit there and I think and I say, would my daughter want me to do that? Would if my daughter was sitting there watching, would they, would she want me to hurt someone? Even though I could, why would I,
You're not the bad guy. You're just portrayed that way. I don't care what you say, PDF.
Come up here, PDF. I try calling you, motherfucker.
Even though you're doing something to my
motherfucker.
Because my Nightbot wants to get rid of you. You set my Nightbot up, don't mean you're a bad guy.
Get that Nightbot.
But see, a lot of them you don't realize. That's just it. You don't realize some things are dirty or nasty But then there's things that are obvious that's nasty. That's just plain straight up obvious. There's so much stuff that I'm so glad my kids have a
Well,
password. You can't just click on anything they see.
I'm slowly getting this car fixed up, and me personally, I found life is better on the road.
And you got a car that you could afford that is transportation.
Shit, it's got a
And
strong motor, strong engine. There ain't nothing wrong. I mean, with
it
that
has,
wise, but
it has
shit, every
no.
day is still a risk, ain't it, Keebler?
Yeah, it's nice. Like I said, it has no
Soon as you
major.
get out on these roadways, it's crazy as a motherfucker. And I've been having to take the tent off the back window because you can't see shit out, or the fucking back wind, yeah, the back window, because you can't see shit when you're backing out that motherfucker. One night I was backing out of a fucking parking lot, like, or out of the parking space. And, I was watching behind me and I was looking through my mirrors and shit. This motherfucker comes flying through this parking lot like 35 miles an hour. No fucking lights on. And the passenger wants to start cussing me out. So I said, hey, moron, turn on your fucking lights. And, like, next thing you know, the lights come on. Passenger rolls their windows up. Slow down a little bit.
To get you from point A to point B.
Yup.
And it didn't cost you an arm and a leg.
And sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. I don't know. I'm just saying. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta risk it for the biscuit.
My dad had money. You know how much he gave me to get a car? He
Probably
gave
quite a
me
bit.
$2,500. That was it. So
No,
what's happening?
I talked to.
A car that actually lasted me a good while with that, and I spent under two
Well, when
thousand.
when we was talking earlier, I said my dad called. He was telling me that the one he was riding, it died. It finally died out, and they can't get it to run again. And so I told him, I was like, well, dude, I was like, I just got mine. Because he at first he was acting like he wanted it, then he was like, acting like, well, at least you got a car, da da da. And so I told him, I said, I'll see what I can do, but it's gonna take a little bit of time. It took me a little bit of time to save up for this. And I was like, and I'm still getting it right. You want me to come up and visit and stuff? I was like, no, that motherfucker won't make it across the Oklahoma border before I get pulled over and taken to jail.
Yeah,
Damn.
the car wouldn't make it. The car would make it. It's the fact that
No, it would make it. It's the fact that I would get pulled over and they take that motherfucker. I'm able to fucking sneak to work. I got my sneaking. I sneak to work and I go home and that's about it. Maybe the parts store.
like I said, those people think cars, you gotta have a brand new car.
Shit, you gotta save up a minute for that and fuck that.
I'd rather have an
Credit
older.
$300 a month and then all of a sudden you lose your job. Then you
With the
got a
way,
video of the repo man coming and getting your damn car. Fuck all that.
yeah, I'd rather have a car that back in the at the latest, maybe a 2000 or so. But I'd rather have an older car.
Shit, so everything I seen on Facebook is above 200 and something thousand. They want fucking ridiculous amounts for these fucked up cars. Shit, this one here is sitting at like 160, and it runs. It's got a couple of little issues that I'm going to be working on over the next couple of months, but
it's easy to work on.
Yeah, it's easy to work on.
Not to worry about it.
There's a couple of things I've been having to figure out because it's different because it's got a completely different engine than what came with it.
Yeah, but that car, you can type in that make and model in YouTube and get up to a million videos for anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever's wrong with it, you can find a video on it. Or you can find a web page on it. Because everybody knows how to work on those. You don't need to have a mechanic set up ready to deal with it.
No, I don't fuck around with no kind of electrical. Fuck that. I don't do it. I refuse to do it. I refuse to learn it. I don't like getting shocked.
My dad was teaching me the electrical part. Teaching me the schematics and everything. So most times my dad didn't talk to me for years. You ever do that? Not talk to your parent for years because you disappointed them? You didn't listen to them?
Mm-hmm.
I know one thing. Don't put it past parents.
I gotta figure something out though.
Man. That man knew what I was doing, even if I didn't call him. My brother went 14 years one time. Well, I think it was 10 years. I don't know exactly, but he went a long damn time too without talking to him. But that man knew everything we were doing, where we were at. Probably knew what we had for dinner.
Oh yeah, heck, whenever I was with him, every time I'd walk out the door, hey, where you going? I don't know, I'm going to fucking just leave me alone. You didn't see me leave. Don't ask, don't tell.
I actually have learned a little bit of air conditioning. I was a helper for a master electric air conditioning guy in the late 90s or 2000.
Jay Miller said I love down a gun shop. See, I want a gold shop. That is what I want. Like I want to make jewelry. I think that'd be cool as hell. Learn how to cut different fucking gemstones and shit like that. Make different kinds of like rings and fucking. That would be dope.
Own a pawn shop.
Mm-hmm. That would be, yeah. They got ass loads of resale shops. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, I lost it right where I found it. That's where it was at.
There's one resale shop I went to. I don't remember where at.
What it was got from?
Somewhere in Conroe. And they had this for like $20. It was like one of them big ass. It was a nice one. Like, but one of them big ass cameras, what the news reporters and shit use. Had all the cords
Where'd he go? I lost him. All convertibles' lives, convertible matters. Must have had a internet issue. But that pretty much, I look at, like I said, bullies, everyone, you meet somebody, you gotta think of each person as an individual. You gotta treat them with respect. You can give people advice like your parents when you got kids. You give kids advice, tell them not to do something, but they're still gonna do it. All right, you're good. Internet
Bad.
issues. Like I said, you gotta look at everybody as an individual. I'm sure you gave people advice too, haven't you? And they not listen to.
Yeah, I'm teaching a youngster at work how to weld. Me and this other dude.
Well, bet that's fun. He's doing stuff that you
He
tell him not.
said, because I said, you know how to use a cutting torch and a welder? He said, no, but my sister does. I said, what? So you go let your sister out, do you? And so they've been having him weld and use the cutting torch and grinder and shit. And then he was all tensed up, holding both of his hands and going all wimp. And I'm like, look, just loosen up and slow down a little bit. You'll be all right. Don't blow a hole through the metal.
He's doing stuff you tell him not to. Not just learning.
Huh?
Doing stuff you tell him not to do. Has he got hurt yet?
I don't tell him what to do.
Well, you're teaching him, so in a way you are.
No.
You just said you was trying to teach somebody how to weld. No, he doesn't want to start. If he does, he can take the link. Everybody's respected. No one has disrespected anybody. He wants to say something, he's free to come up. People respect. People
Fuck, I
call out.
gotta run back into town.
Uh-oh.
And I don't think I want to tonight.
Tell him you do it in the morning.
Because I'm out of cigarettes.
Oh, you're out of cigarettes?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Ooh, 15 hours a day? Holy smokes. Well, like I said before, some people need to look in the mirror. They need to look in the mirror and look at how they're acting.
Yeah, but hey, I'm gonna get off here. I may run into town.
All right. Be safe. And no one's timed out. No one's banned.
Later, everyone. Hold up.
Some people just need to look in the mirrors. Like I said, you look in the mirrors and ask yourself, would I really want that done to me? Because you get what you give. You shouldn't go public on people that didn't go public on you. Shouldn't try calling people out that didn't do anything to you publicly. You know? Sitting here reading some of the. I don't know. Oh, actually, I did. Only for a little bit. I shot the rifle in the basic training, and that was the most extent of my rifle stuff. The rest is just hunting rifles. I don't own one though. I don't own no guns. I don't need a gun. Believe me. 5-foot woman walking down the bad streets of a big metropolitan city in the middle of the damn morning. Midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. They crossed the streets. People don't want to mess with me for some reason. Oh, don't believe. I love them. I love guns too. Everybody has the right to them. Everybody has that right to defend themselves, which is being slowly taken away. Demand for another so-called rule. Let's do this. Protect me. I need to be saved. I can't save myself. Exactly. But we all actually have that moral compass, Hebrew. Just some people listen to it while others don't. Some come back later and say, I should have listened to that little voice inside me. Why did I do that? I should have listened. But sometimes it's too late. Sometimes it's not too late. It's like I said, it was like with my dad. He constantly telling me what I could. Hell, he told me I should have. He wanted me to be a secretary and marry someone from the oil field because he had a dream. And that's what he saw my life going as, is to be a secretary married to a oil field worker, living in the front of the property, building a house on the property, on the property somewhere, and living there. Well, the property he passed, property got sold, and I found not an oil field worker, but other people. So, didn't do what he told me to do. Didn't do half the shit that he told me to do. But he never gave up. We didn't talk for years, but he always knew what I was doing. Like I said, he probably knew what I had for dinner and everything. Anybody else was like that? Their parents knew exactly what it felt like government control nowadays. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. The rules are going to get worse. Society's going to say what you can and can't do. The bullying going to get worse because everybody wants their way. What is so funny? I didn't do it. I swear it wasn't me. What the heck is Diva saying? Slingshot. Can you kill an animal with a slingshot? If you can't, you're not practicing enough. Yeah, he did. I don't know about that. I'm not going there with him, Jane. I'm ignoring those. I'm keeping my mind out of the gutter. See, you can choose to have your mind in the gutter, or you can choose not to. I'm choosing not to. Just like he's choosing to have his mind in the gutter. Or whoever it is. Who's whining? I ain't whining. I'm just talking. But you don't need to follow the departure plan. Oh, I know. I had, like I said, I was raised around freaking pool halls and construction sites, and then again with all the different air crews and stuff. So I'm pretty comfortable in what people say and how they say it. There's nothing you can't say that I can't figure out what you're talking about. Ain't nobody crying, but you don't watch out. Like I said, mods ain't doing nothing. No, you wanna talk, then come on up. Want a voice? Come on up. But you won't, 'cause you're hiding. Ain't no disrespect going on. There's people having a good time and will get the L's while watching you. Exactly. Nobody's whining. Hey, Beth. Just want to know what would everybody do? How far will you go to save others? How far will you go? If someone you loved is shot and killed, would you go kill somebody? But it's hard to say because until you're in that situation, you're not going to know what you would do. You know, People go farther on YouTube and they say, we're just acting. We're just acting. It's just a show. It's just entertainment. Really? It's just entertainment that influences kids? Uh-oh. Hebrew speaking German again. Yes. Go for it, Jane. If you're... Just remember, it's probably being recorded. Hebrew, I know you actually mean that. I know you mean that. I know you do. And everybody in here that I've seen so far, I believe would shed their blood for innocent lives. Maybe. Actually, I can't say that because I really don't know all y'all. I know Jane would. She already said she would. You know. Would you... It's just, we got rules, we got laws, we got stuff you should do, you know, and then there's just advice. So, I had somebody threatening my dogs. No, Larry says I think we have a humanity issue. Really, truly, it's a humanity issue. Me, society, people pushing I don't know if y'all remember back a few years ago, the He Too movement. That lasted about, maybe a year? No, everybody's fighting over something. Whether it actually means anything or not. Everybody's fighting over something. Well, that is a good rule to go by, 5-speed. But some people, really, honestly, that's for everybody to decide. And you gotta always think. Not everybody talk. I know I've been through Facebook, I've been through YouTube. People talk big on these devices. They're big and bad. But when it comes down to it, when they're 20 miles away, no one's gonna come do crap. But they'll go on that phone, on that computer, and they're cry about it. And then you got others. You got other people who just put out the threats. They'll just put out threats and stuff. Put out stuff to try to get somebody else, some sick individual, to come do it. And I think Eric said it best when he took that plea. He admitted he crossed the line. that he shouldn't have said what he said. And that's the whole point. Should he have got that amount? No, he should have got what he was signed up for. Should have got his 2 years probation. You know, everybody crosses the line at one moment in their life for something. And then they realize what they did. I think so. And I think it has to do with what's going on YouTube, on Facebook. You know, people trying to normalize stuff that's not right. Get people out here trying to normalize something. You know, I saw an article of a woman or a man was convicted of, what was it? Had a previous conviction, worked as a youth soccer coach, had a business teaching youth soccer club. All these kids, was charged with seduction of a minor, and then got married to another woman, had 3 kids, and got charged with molestation charges. And I think she divorced him after, you know. But up until then, he got, I think, a year, 6 months, spent a year or so for child seduction charge. She didn't have any idea about it. He then got charged for molesting their oldest daughter. So, you know, it can happen to anybody, and you don't know. People fall in love with the strangest people. And you don't really know somebody. You really don't know people. They can be the best damn people, but in the dark places, you don't know them. You really don't know them. You know, but should people not be given a chance? People should always be given a chance. Doesn't matter what, you know, we used to be, I think I read somewhere when I was looking into the history of this country, and we were everybody always says it's basically based on Christianity, but we're actually not. This country was built on universal religion, universal basic rights. 5 self-evident truths. That's it. No, we taught basically taught 10 commandments in school, which I think needs to come back. The 10 commandments need to come back because we have lost that. We've lost the major ethical rules, moral rules. Everybody's trying to normalize pedophilia. They're trying to normalize pornography. They're trying to normalize everything. Let's start with the kids. Oh, there's places you can write a book, Hebrew. You can write a book and have it come out after you passed. Then you're not breaking any commitments, any oaths. You can always write a book and have it released afterwards upon your death. It may not help anybody now, but it will help the future generations. You know, my dad wrote his memoirs, and I've learned a lot reading it before it got destroyed. Found out his side of my mom, what happened with my mom back when I was a kid. Made me open my eyes, because back then I only got one side. That's why I love PDF. I don't know if he's still listening or not, but that's why I love PDF. Because no matter what, he gets everybody, he talks to everybody no matter what. No matter who they are, he brings them up and lets them talk. Gets their side. You gotta have both sides of a story before you can make any judgments. And we're getting to where we're not doing that. People are not getting both sides. They're hearing one side, they're making a judgment, and then they're running with it. They're not getting both sides. They're not looking at both sides of a story anymore. They're not doing it in a jury. They're not doing it in the court system. No, our police officers, our politicians, and just your neighbors, Everybody makes a judgment based on one side. Kind of like the JFK stuff, huh? I still want to know who the heck is still alive, because all of that's not been released, and that's driving me insane. Who is still alive that they ain't released everything yet? I got some stuff, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's supposed to be classified that's leaked out there. But it still doesn't say, like I said, you can write a book and have it released after everybody's dead or something. That is true. But like I said, people ought to really look in the mirror. The people need to ask themselves, do I want this done? Would I want my kids, if you have kids, do I want my kids seeing this? Nightbot, stop being a butt. Kids hear dirty words. They actually hear more in school. And kids do need interaction. They need to have that we're social creatures. We need interaction. But it's getting to where ever since 2020, the only interaction they're getting is the internet. And there's some bad, bad people that want to normalize everything, even though it goes against every ethical rule out there. Well, I knew it was Secret Service, but I don't know. Well, I didn't know everything. And I know it's not all been released either, because like I said, everything can't be released until everybody involved is dead. Was it the CIA, or because they was taking down just, he didn't want to go to war? There's been so many reasons why he was killed. Hug a loved one. Hug anyone. Don't have to be just a loved one. Hug a stranger. I just wish people would just think before they do stuff. I want humanity back. Is it just a pipe dream? Is it just a pipe dream? Yeah. Well, aren't you just special, Mr. Rob? I'm gonna have Nightbot time you out just for the heck of it. You might not can see him, but he can see you. You might know this. I found out about it about 2 months ago. Hebrew. The American government really have weapons on the Russian border before they put the missiles in Cuba? Because that's what I was hearing. Don't be coming in here trying to kiss and make up, Trump. Behave, Trump monkey. No, but like I said, everybody deserves a second chance. Hell, sometimes you gotta give people more than one chances. And then you gotta look at them and look at exactly what they done and say, you know what? How many chances are you gonna get? You know, parents, they give unlimited chances. It's unconditional love. But strangers, I think it's unconditional. But yeah, you have a point. You have a limit. You have a limit. Some people's limit's higher than others, which is acceptable. Everybody knows what's best for them. See? And that was never known. A lot of people have never known that, Hebrew, that America had weapons outside Russian borders before they put the missiles in Cuba. I just wanted to be chill, have fun, and relax, Beth. You know, have fun, chill out. Mm-hmm. Better watch it. I just exposed you, trunk monkey. You ain't getting near the border now. I'm gonna have everybody watching for you. You didn't know I have connections over there? He can't time you out anyway, Rob. You're a freaking mod. He don't have the power to time out mods. Oh, I'm sure they did, Hebrew. I'm sure they did. Was it nukes or just weapons? They have weapons all over the place. Just like I found out too during my deep dive research a few years ago, during World War II, or before World War II, America actually funded both Germany and the Allies. But nobody knew about that either. That's not out there. You have to do deep dives to find that out. And the system that Hitler evoked over there actually came from the American government at the time. So, a lot of stuff people don't know, and a lot of stuff people don't want to know. Just like people don't want to recognize and admit that our country isn't really capitalist anymore. It's not. It's crony. It's what's called crony capitalism because nobody wants to admit what it really is. Back, I don't know how, I know most of y'all are older and stuff, so you might remember, back in 70s and stuff, you really didn't need a permit to start a business. You could go out and do anything you wanted to do real quick. You could put a couple of signs up somewhere and say, hey, I want to wash cars, or, can I wash your car? Can I mow your grass? You didn't need permits back then, but you do now. You can't do anything without a permit, without having insurance. You gotta have this type. You gotta have that. You gotta get this. And if you don't have it, if you're trying to start up, if you happen to make a mistake or you get in trouble, you're being sued. Even if you didn't do anything, you can be the best car washer around, and someone don't like something, they can sue you and take everything and ruin your business. It's not like it was back in the 60s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Everything now is, you screw me over, you're gonna get screwed. I'm gonna do something to you. It's just, humanity's gotten out, it became a me society. It went from being about this country to being, then we had the He movement, the Patriot movement, Antifa movement, this movement, that movement, but really it's me, the me movement. Leave Nightbot alone, PDF. Just messing with you. You need to be careful with the caps there, Rob. I mean, not Rob, but Trunk Monkey. They're set high, but Nightbot might whack you. You don't like a lot of, don't go over 70 characters. You use more than 70, he might friggin' whack you, just saying. He's a tyrannical Nightbot. It is. You used to never need a driver's license. That's become about money. Trying to start a business or going out there and doing anything, you gotta have a permit. You gotta have this. You gotta pay for this. You gotta have insurance. It's not like it was back then. Even the self car washes, they're going out of style. Everybody wants everybody wants the convenience now. Everybody wants the internet. Nobody wants to listen. Everybody goes through something. You never know how somebody's feeling that morning or that evening. Like I said, the first things people should think about is, do I want it said or done to me? Would I want my kids seeing this? Would I want, think about the other person? Y'all go to bed. I'm fixing to get off. I know I've probably depressed a lot of people, but just needed a vent. Because sometimes people intentions are good, but people aren't thinking anymore. Something needs to change. Like I said, over here the last month or two, I've seen an increase with the homeless starting to come out. Normally you never saw them. You never saw them before. They weren't out and about. They weren't gathering anywhere. But now it's getting to be where they're gathering, and I'm just looking at it going, it's only a matter of time before somebody with some money, they start complaining. Because that's what people do. They don't want to see it. It brings people down. They don't want to see people lower status. Then the people with guns are going to be called. Yep, that's me. I hide stuff. I take things that people tell me that I can take. That's me. I wish I could. It takes money to run for office. Someone told me earlier, I took a video, I'm going to send it to you, of all the homeless people sitting out here. I said, why'd you do that? Did you get their permission first? No. I said, well, would you want somebody to video you without your permission? No. No. Yeah, I know we have the right to video, but it still goes that whole thing. Just because you have the right to do something, should you do it? That moral code. I couldn't run for office. I'm a felon. Plus, I don't have the money. But I'm thinking about starting to do some more protest on the streets again, though. I've done it before. I think I'm going to start doing some more on the streets. Start making a difference, sitting out there talking to people. You just can't take anymore. Start going out there talking to people, holding signs on the corner. Making up my signs again. Pushing the good channels. I don't know. It's like I said, how far will you go? And how far would you go for someone you love compared to someone that's a stranger? I have stood up. I haven't come to YouTube. How many times have you been on the street corner standing with a sign to say, hey, talking to people about different bills and laws and stuff that's coming? How many times have you done that, Trunk Monkey? Have you gone out there talking to people that you don't know? talking about a bill, talking about an issue, I guarantee you probably are going to say no. Well, they're not technically felons, Jane. They're crooks. They are felons, but they've not been actually convicted. Not a lot, majority of them. I've never had my signs taken away. Whatever, Trump. Whatever. I'm not a good public speaker anyway. Took me forever to come out here and start doing panels because I hate my voice. I hate it with a passion. I'm the person behind the scenes. But like I said, I'm going to start coming back out here, talking to people in the community. Not on YouTube. Start coming back out into my community, talking. Standing up for what's right. Not really a militia. I have a speech impediment, so talking on the phone, I sound like a little kid. Just like I do here, it sounds like a little kid. You're being nice, but thank you, Jane. But yeah, I'm more the behind the scenes, but I'm getting better taking action. And I will call out actions. I'm done. I was done months ago. I just asked you a question, Trunk. I asked you how many times you went and held a sign. I went and talked to people in your community about something, an issue. You didn't have to hold a sign. You didn't have to silent protest. You know, how many times you went and talked to people you didn't know about something off of YouTube? I didn't question you. I asked you a question. You know, you don't have to just run for office to make a change. Thank you, Hebrew. You don't have to just run for office to make a change. But I believe you should get off of YouTube and off of social media to make a change. Because not everybody's going to see what you want to see, what you have to say. I know what you mean, Jane. I just don't know. I think I'm going to disappear and start trying to do some actual better panels, setting up guests and stuff for YouTube. Doing actual topics and subjects. So something's got to give. The humanity needs to come back. The normalizing stuff has got to stop. And I know they're probably watching, and I don't care. They need to stop. They need to look in the mirror at themselves. Well, that's good. Well, some of us stand up other ways. Some of us do other stuff. That's good, Trump. That's all I was asking, you know. You don't have to run for office, but if you feel passionate about something, you should vocalize it. People shouldn't be afraid to do something because of what somebody else is going to say. Because somebody else is going to make a sexualized video or point them as something when they're not. Or when they're doing the same thing that they're saying somebody else is doing. What the heck? You know, it's got to stop. Even in Four Corners. Cool. I'm gonna work on getting my buddy up right now. He's really busy though, so I don't want to disturb him. It's hard to get him on panel, different time zones. Let him talk about the issues and stuff to his viewpoint. I want to get different viewpoints up on the panel. You know, but everybody's like, do it this way, do it this way. And everybody else is like, I don't want to. I'm a grown person. I don't know. I think I'm going to start just going back and I'm going to post any decent person, anyone that's calling out wrongdoing is going to get shared. Now that I can share, watch out. YouTube gave me the power to share stories. It's not really all hate and anger. It's just too much me. It's just too much me. I don't know. Like I said, bullies bully because they want their way and they use intimidation and manipulation tactics to do it, to try to get their way. And when they can't, they do it even more. What's truth? Makes videos, call people out, makes stupid little stuff that goes against everything he claims he believes in, but yet he does it to others. Calls out porn bombers 5 years ago, calls them sick and vile, and then sits on a panel with them. And there's clips out there. Actually, him porn bombing people, but 5 years ago he's gonna call them sick. Porn bombers are sick and vile because it was done to me. But now I'm gonna sit on a panel with them, or I'm gonna go do it myself because I don't like what somebody else says. I'm gonna make videos. I'm gonna harass people. Right? Authority check. You're gonna harass people because somebody does it to you. You did it to somebody else. Somebody chose a side that you claim chose a side, so that gives you the right to attack them. Some people have never done anything to anybody, but they get thrown in. I don't know. Like Ron over here trying to talk about respect. Coming in wanting to try to start stuff. I don't know. But I'm going to do more trying to do the show humanity. I'll do lives in my community, showing my community, showing the good stuff in my community, and get off of YouTube. Or do videos, not lives, but do videos. I'm going to show some videos, people doing good stuff, people helping people, showing the wrongdoing in my community. But when it is actually in my face, I'm not going out looking for it. Not by no means. No, but I just wish people would just think of others. Because you never know. Like I said, Hebrew might wake up in a bad mood tomorrow and be over here cussing us all out tomorrow. Which he won't. That's not him. But he could. You know, Jane can wake up tomorrow morning in a bad mood and be out here cussing us all out. And we're like, what in the hell is going on with Jane? Everybody get mad at Jane tomorrow because she's cussing us all out tomorrow. She's over here timing people out and blocking everybody because she had a pebble underneath the mattress. It's a long story, and I'm not getting into it, Jane. It's not worth it. It's petty stuff that he's blowing out of proportion. No, I believe in if you have an issue with people, you go do it in private. If you're living next to somebody and you know them, go knock on the door and say, hey, let's talk. You want to get some coffee? You shouldn't go airing grievances on YouTube. I don't know. It's just a rules thing. Oh well. I know I'm depressed, people. Probably sounds like I'm being critical and saying the opposite. I know it probably sounds that way. But just overall, I love everybody and I wish everybody the best. I will do anything for anybody. Call me, you text me, you email me. I will bend over backwards for you. I don't care who you are. The curse. The gift and a curse. I'll bend over backwards. I swear, Jane, I did not put a pebble, a rock underneath your mattress. I swear. But you're still the type that will be there in their face and say, "What the hell?" If you can't walk up and tell somebody you know in private that you disagree without having arguments or repercussions, this society's bad. You should be able to say whether you agree or disagree. You should be able to talk to anybody and not have to worry about repercussions. I listen to every one of y'all. Every dang one of y'all. I may not always do what you tell me to do, but I'm gonna listen. And then I'll come back and say, you know what? They were right. Or you know what? They were actually wrong. But I'm not gonna tell you to your face. But sometimes I might though. I might tell you. I might tell you to your face. But I'm not gonna. But you gotta care about enough to tell people when they're wrong, when they're messed up, and you gotta, and then that person's gotta be enough to where they will listen to you. And like I said, I love every one of y'all. If anybody, I don't care who you are, someone knocks on my door, somebody calls me, texts me, I don't care what you did to me, even Ron. He texts me right now, I'd freaking answer. Just because the fact that I love everyone. I don't hold grudges anymore. I used to. I used to hold grudges and I got sick from it. I don't hold grudges anymore. But if I saw somebody in life-threatening danger or see a moral being crossed, yeah, I'm going to say something. I'm going to speak up. But I've gotten off onto a tangent and I really didn't want to go here, so I'm going to end it. Y'all don't be strangers. Got my email. Exactly, Hebrew. You gotta have arguments. You got to. But you can't hold grudges either. What was it? that was always said? Never go to bed angry. I think a lot of us has gone to bed angry. It's on my About page. It's in my on my About page. So very easily to find. Alright, I'm gonna end this. Thank y'all for hanging out. Check up. It does, right, Hebrew? Sometimes you need to go live, even if it's just 1 or 2 people, or if you're just talking to a screen. And you should be allowed to go live and rant and vent, but without people using it against you. But some people, I think the first thing you should do is try to call people or try to text somebody. Talk to somebody you know, personally. And you should be people, everybody should be able to listen. There's not enough listening going on. Having a big heart, Beth, is a curse. It's a gift and it's a curse. You're the first ones to get taken advantage of, and you're the first ones to give your heart out. But, alright, I'm going to end it with this. Let me find a good song here. I'm going to end it with a song. I think I'll go with one that I know was clean. Here we go. Alright. Y'all have fun. Have a good night.
Among those who need guns and knives and steel, I find myself singing when there's terror, famine, and flood. It's here by the 7 stars around the sun. Did you leave for better than what you found? For those who don't find this fun,